Holy smokes, we've got some breaking news. Amazon has just canceled their headquarters in New York. Hey everyone, I'm Clayton Morris, longtime real estate investor. This channel is devoted to helping you build, buy, and hold real estate. That's what we do. We buy real estate, we hold it, passive income and cash flow. That's our whole focus. You know, we've been following this story for the past number of months after the big announcement, of course, in Queens, New York and Northern Virginia. I literally had to pull off the road. I got an alert on my watch about the news that was unfolding because of Amazon. I'm actually driving right now to 4 of my rental properties, meeting with a contractor to go through some of the work that's being done on these properties. So I had to pull over, and I wanted to get this video out to you guys because I think it's really important. And I think there's a huge lesson here. There's an absolute huge lesson, which we'll get to in a minute, about Amazon canceling this second headquarters. Now, it was going to bring 25,000 jobs to the Queens region of New York. So why did they cancel this? Well, Amazon issued a statement saying, look, New York lawmakers and local residents told us they didn't want it. They made it abundantly clear that they did not want us to build a second headquarters there. They're already facing, obviously, fast gentrification in that area. So lawmakers were worried that these 25,000 high-paying jobs were going to sort of push people out because a lot of high-skilled workers were going to kind of move in. And it was going to totally transform that part of the city. And of course it would. I mean, it's a dilapidated waterfront area. And, you know, it's not exactly an area where many people want to live right now. You have a lot of abandoned buildings. It was going to transform that area. So Amazon said, we're done. We're going to pull up shop. Now, they were going to be getting billions of dollars in tax benefits to put their headquarters there. So obviously some members of the state legislature were interested in having them move there. They were offering them incredible tax benefits to move there, bring 25,000 jobs to that region, totally transform that area. And in exchange for building there and bringing the 25,000 jobs, they were going to get this big tax break on property taxes and all sorts of other tax incentives, for like a 10-year tax abatement and other things. So they're done. They're not going to do it anymore. And they instead are going to focus on their Northern Virginia factory headquarters on the other side of the Potomac. Those are all rundown buildings as well. So Amazon is still going to continue with its headquarters in Northern Virginia, and they are also going to focus on some other areas of Nashville, Tennessee. And they're going to still continue to do some things in New York State, just not in Queens and not to that level. So I don't know what this means, if they're going to go back to the drawing board and try to find another spot for an additional headquarters, or if it'll be sufficient for them to focus on Nashville and Northern Virginia and some other parts of New York. Maybe we'll have another mad scramble to find another big headquarters, which was ridiculous in the way that city mayors were making all these big, announcements and trying to woo Amazon to come to town. And then you see what Apple did when they made their announcement for their new huge headquarters. They didn't tell anybody about it. They just did it. And they didn't make it a big road show where all these cities were competing to have them roll into town. They just did it on their own. So again, I'm on the side of the road heading down to look at some rental properties and get this alert about Amazon's second headquarters. And I think the reason I wanted to get this video out to all of you, because I think it's really important, is because there's a huge lesson here. There's a huge lesson in what happened. Tons of real estate investors bought up all of these like abandoned buildings and poured millions of dollars into the Queens area around where this second headquarters was to be built. They speculated. They took a huge risk. They bought a ton of properties, and they were paying $200,000 and $300,000 more than the asking price just to get their hands on these properties. And these real estate investors own these properties now. They own them. And guess what? Bubkiss. That's called speculation. So the types of investing that I really try to teach here on the channel, avoid speculation. Now, if you are really good at this game and you love the speculation game, great. But when you're investing on hot air, which is what these people were doing, they were investing on this announcement by Amazon. But they hadn't broken ground yet. They made this big announcement, but Amazon didn't start building anything. You know how many hoops and hurdles there are to a bureaucracy of that size building something. So these people took this chance. They poured millions of dollars into real estate sales and purchases in these areas. And now guess what? They're sitting on incredibly overinflated price properties that nothing's going to happen now. Now, maybe they could put some, boots on the ground and actually work to kind of transform these neighborhoods in a positive way because they have so much sunk money in this now. Or are they just going to hot market sell these things in a fire sale? Put these up for sale right now. That's what I think is going to happen. They're going to put these things up for sale right now, and they're going to lose millions of dollars. That's speculating. That's speculative real estate investing. So if you know anything from my channel, we talk about not doing speculative real estate investing. Purchasing existing properties in neighborhoods where there is a long track record of steady, consistent cash flow. That's what I love. So in the areas where I like to invest and which we teach you here, old neighborhoods, brick tree-lined streets, neighborhoods that have been through World War II, the Korean War. They've been through it all, right? You have diversification of property owners, diversification of renters. Some people work at the local hospitals. Some people work at the local schools. Some people are managers at the local Walmart. There's a diversification there. And I'm not speculating. Like the properties that I like to buy, going into these neighborhoods, these long-established neighborhoods, that's what I want you to take away from this lesson from Amazon's headquarters being pulled up, stakes being pulled up inside of New York City. It's not going to happen. So there's your breaking news for you this afternoon. Amazon headquarters 2.0, not going to happen in New York. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. And if you're new to the channel, please hit a like and let me know. Tell me in the comments thread below, hey, I'm new here and I'm just learning how to get started with real estate investing. All right, I got to go hit the road. I've got to go meet some contractors. We'll see you next time, everyone.